You wash your hair with it, it's in your chocolate, and it's even in your 2-minute noodles. What is it I'm talking about? Well, it's palm oil. It's none other than the most consumed vegetable oil in the world. Based in the rainforests of Malaysia and Indonesia, this perennial and evergreen fruit has been used by civilizations since 3000 BC. With palm oil being a perennial product and being evergreen all year round, the fruit is extremely cheap. Its affordability is why it's relied upon so heavily as an input in the production process. Now this seems great, right? Cheap, evergreen, multi-purpose, everyone's happy. What damage could such a peaceful fruit do? The problem doesn't lie in palm oil itself, but its method of production. Palm oil plantations are tropical latitudes. Large areas of tropical rainforests are cleared to make way for these vast plantations. To clear these large areas, the most common approach producers use is to burn vegetation, which is also known as the slash and burn method. This inevitably releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which contributes to climate change. Additionally, the smoke from the burning of the vegetation has negatively affected citizens in Southeast Asia in relation to their health, particularly affecting the lungs. This can be identified as a negative production externality, which by definition means when the production process results in a harmful effect on unrelated third parties. Third parties are being affected who are not involved with the direct production or consumption of palm oil. As the production of palm oil has such detrimental effects on tropical rainforests and its inhabitants and adds to global carbon emissions, it is therefore a market failure, which inevitably calls for some form of government intervention. Market failures can be also seen in forms of asymmetric information, public goods, merit goods, and demerit goods. The production of palm oil is a negative externality. A negative producer externality looks like this. As seen in the graph, the private cost is less than the social cost. Climate change, health risks. Private cost is not equal to the social costs. There is an imbalance in the market. Evidently, the producers of palm oil have not considered the environmental external costs to society. The graph highlights this, displaying that at P1, the producer produces Q1. However, the true cost should be at P2 and producing Q2. This effectively shows us that the market is oversupplying. We can also look at this in terms of producer and consumer surplus. The purple shading represents the lost consumer surplus, and the yellow are representing the lost producer surplus. The producer surplus is more than the consumer surplus, therefore there is an imbalance in the market. The black shaded area is the deadweight loss. This is the measure of lost economic efficiency because of its cost to society. This is classified as an inefficient market because resources are not being allocated efficiently. In 2019 alone, between January and August in Indonesia, 328,724 hectares of land was burnt. This creates a haze, which significantly decreases the air quality in neighbouring countries as well, like Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and the Philippines. Because of the hazes in 2019, many schools in Malaysia were forced to close as the haze reached very unhealthy levels. With the imposing impacts and the devastating effects of palm oil production, there have been various strategies to help improve the sustainability. An effective strategy that could be implemented is taxing palm oil production and excise. The tax revenue the government receives can be injected back into efforts to maintaining the sustainability of rainforests in Indonesia and Malaysia. The effects of the tax can be shown in the graph below. Palm oil as a product will never disappear, that is a given. But the way the world extracts palm oil through production can be changed. Sustainable palm oil does exist and is becoming increasingly mainstream due to the current climate change urgencies. So maybe one day you might not have to worry about buying palm oil products. My name is Archie Donohue and you're watching ABC News.